Hello, everyone. This is Steph from the Canadian Schoolhouse, and we are here today to talk about reviews. So I have got an expert in reviews with me today. This is Charlotte. Oh, I'm gonna have you say your whole name, Charlotte, because I don't want to say it wrong.
I totally understand. It's Gochnauer. So the CH is like a K, a hard K.
It's the hard K. Okay, Gochnauer.
Yeah,
All right, I should have rehearsed that beforehand. So
it's okay.
Charlotte is from the Homeschool Review Crew. So that is another division of the old schoolhouse. And reviews are one of the greatest ways. I mean, isn't that just the way we buy things a lot? Whether it's reviews, we just ask somebody, "Hey, I'm looking for this service or this product," and we just that it's kind of like the same kind of word of mouth advertising, but written. And we actually have a pretty cool just how the review crew has been set up. A really neat way, not only for homeschoolers to get really good reviews. So there's a little bit of a process for that, but then it's also a great opportunity for businesses to be able to use the review crew as a way to get the word out about their products. So I know it's often used like for launches or new products or people just looking for that little boost of SEO in one way, but just that boost of getting their name out there. So with reviews being one of those great ways to for homeschoolers to be able to get products. Charlotte, just share a little bit about what the reviews are like on the Homeschool Review Crew and how homeschoolers too can use reviews to find the products that fit their family best.
Yeah, absolutely. So you hit really the three things that the crew does. We help other homeschoolers by having these reviews for them to see. And like you said, reviews are the best way to find products. We also help vendors. We help the clients, the ones that are creating these programs for homeschoolers and curriculum. We help them to get their word out about their product. But then we also help our team members. Our team members are valued. We have a lot of fun perks. We have a great community.
Mhm.
And so there really are three people or three groups that we benefit. So it can be difficult to find the curriculum that you want. So that's where the crew steps in. That's actually how I found it 11 years ago. I was Googling
Oh
something
yeah.
and a review popped up and I'm like, what's this? The Homeschool
Mhm.
Review Crew. And it's a great website. It's schoolhousereviewcrew.com. We've got so many different reviews up there. It was just
Mhm.
recently redone, our website, and so it's really easy to navigate and find reviews. So um, and I just would encourage anyone that's even a veteran homeschooler, a new homeschooler, to check out the website. We have a handy search bar at the top, so you can search by subject. You can actually search by specific curriculum. But as you search, you're going to see all of the different reviews that have been written over the years by our team members. So it's a really, really great resource to have, that website.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so what goes into our reviews, they're not just really quick snippets like you sometimes see. We have our
Yeah.
reviewers describe the product in detail. They describe what it looks like when it comes. They describe the process of how you implement it. And this is really what sets us apart as a review team, is that we use the product. We don't just look it over and write, but we actually ask our families to use the product with their families for about 6 weeks. So they get into it. They get to do the lessons, they get to do the activities.
Mhm.
And so these reviews are not just based on that first glance, but it's also based on their experience. And so that really sets us apart. We also ask our reviewers to give their honest feedback. We find a lot of the clients, a lot of the companies appreciate that. They like to know what the homeschooling community wants, what helps us. A lot of
Mhm.
companies are actually just getting into homeschooling or creating products for homeschoolers for the first time now that homeschooling is growing. And so these companies want to know, what can I do to appeal to homeschoolers? So being able to have our reviewers honestly describe their experience and use that product is really, really helpful and sets our reviews apart. And our team of reviewers, it's made up of families. It's made up of just regular homeschooling families, and it's just a really, really neat
Mhm.
community. So I can also
Yeah, I like
explain.
the I like the sorry for those watching. I know I'm dealing with just a little bit of a lag. I think I'm a little bit behind what my words are, so hopefully I won't cut off Charlotte too much here. Um, but I wanted to mention one thing that just popped out as you're saying that, and one of the things that I really love about reviews, I'll say that I have another little task behind the scenes in the old schoolhouse. So we publish some of these reviews in the magazine, and we also have a contest corner, so little giveaways, and that's in the Homeschooling Minute. So if you're not already signed up for the Homeschooling Minute, go and check that out on the Old Schoolhouse website and sign up to get that weekly dose of encouragement. And in there is a giveaway every month. So in there, I take really what my task is I take the reviews. So I actually read a lot of reviews just for the reasons I'm doing it for my job here, but I'm also it's undoubtedly that I'm like, oh, this is like a really awesome product. And the thing I really like about these reviews too is I know, and I don't know the exact details, but I know there's certain things they need to include, and some of it is so that the article that they're writing is beneficial to the advertiser, ties in with a little bit of SEO best practices and stuff like that. Um, but I know there's stuff in there as well that makes it that these are really thorough reviews. So when I go and take one of these reviews, when it happens to be a review from the that's done with a crew review, I then pop over to one of those reviews that is done on the crew reviews website, right? So most of them are bloggers. I know we have lots that have a good following on social media as well, but lots that are bloggers, and these are often they're filled with almost always there's a number of pictures that are shared with it.
Yes.
There's lots of there's the opportunity too, because these are people that are kind of used to blogging, used to sharing about reviews. They review lots of different things, and so you can comment, you can ask questions further about it right on their website, so you get that interaction with the person that reviewed it. And there seems to be a little bit of a process, and you mentioned that Charlotte, making sure that they're really working with the product, and not just like, oh, I got this out and I'm trying it out. And am I correct in that the reviewers are actually choosing the product? So it's not, oh, here's this you have to review. The reviewers are actually they're somehow getting a list of the products available to review, and then they're kind of picking, oh yeah, I'm going to use that one, that one's of interest to us. Or they'll be like, well, that's not of interest to us at all, that wouldn't, I mean, it wouldn't be a good review if it wasn't something that was interesting to them already.
Exactly. Yes. So because we ask them to use it, if you've got high school kids, you're not going to really be able to use something that's meant for kindergarten. So we don't ever require anyone to review a certain product. What we do, so our team of leaders, we look at the product ahead of time, and then we create interest forms for each of the products that come up. And then those forms, it gives the reviewer the opportunity to let us know how interested they are in it, how they would use it with their family. We even ask if it would bless them, because they do actually receive these products for free, which is a huge benefit. So we take all of that information, and then we create the list of reviewers for that product. And then they will receive it at a certain time, use it in their home for those 6 weeks, and then post it onto post the reviews. So like you said, we have lots of bloggers. That's actually the majority of our reviews. But recently, in the last couple of years, we have begun to have our reviewers write reviews on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube, which is that's kind of the way things are going. Blogging is a great way to be wordy, but you can also get your message across to a lot of people using Instagram and Facebook, and then vlogging with YouTube. We've had a lot of positive feedback from our vendors that see an increase in their hit sites when we use social media. And then you also mentioned SEO. We collect SEO, we research that, we give it to all of them and encourage them to use the SEO keywords and certain hashtags, because again, that's a huge part of boosting that product or that vendor's name on social media. So yeah, it's a really neat way to do that, almost a viral push. We also, so they write their review, And then we also
Mhm.
ask that they take that link and share it on social media. So someone would write, say, the review on their blog, and then just post that link on Facebook or Instagram. And that's a double, push there for that vendor. It also helps the reviewers, because you get people that see this and go, oh, I want to read more. Let's go to your blog and read your review. So the reviewers find their traffic increases when we do this. So it's really a win-win for all of them. You get to see review, you get increased traffic, and then it also helps these vendors that are creating this homeschool curriculum for homeschoolers. So it really is.
Yeah, it's so neat how it's like a program put together, right? But that just has so many benefits to everybody involved. It's kind of cool. When I first heard of it, I'm like, it took me a little while to get my head around it, because there is so many different parts to it, in that it's a bunch of reviews for one thing. So if you go to the Schoolhouse, it's going to come up right here, schoolhousereviewcrew.com. So if you go to the website and you go to one of the things, you'll see, to one of the blog posts is really what it looks like, right? But one of the reviews, introductory review, I guess it is, right?
Yes.
And then at the bottom of that, though, then you see however many it might be. But what's the minimum, Charlotte? What's the minimum of reviewers that we have for them?
That is a great question. We have some companies that don't, their product might be really pricey. So we do have a minimum of 5. So we might have a vendor that says, I just want to see what these 5 think. Our maximum is 50. So we can offer up to 50 reviews. And you're correct. We have what we call a review introduction article, and that goes onto our website, the Schoolhouse Review Crew. And then you scroll down and we have each little kind of thumbnail that you can click on, and those are the reviews. And so that will take you right to that person's blog or their video or their Instagram, so that you can see what all these different people thought about that one product. It's really a neat concept to be able to see everyone's opinions in one spot.
Exactly, because I think sometimes when I'm searching something and I review, and I'm a big reviewer, and I'll go to and sometimes products, but sometimes I'm researching topics as well. And I usually want to read or watch videos on probably like at least 4 or 5 different things. So now when I know I've got a homeschooling product, right, I can go right to the Homeschool Review Crew site, and be able to get actually those. I don't have to search now. I know I can go there and then look at the collection there. And they're all maybe written in a certain way, but because you've got several different people writing them, they're all really different perspectives of the product, depending how it worked with their family, right? So it's definitely the way to get it, as you said, like all on one page like that, of a product curriculum. Lots of times, but I've seen all kinds of different products. I actually, the one that stands out to me the most is the one on ferment tools, only because I haven't got one yet, but now I'm thinking of fermenting again lately, and I'm like, oh, I got to go find that review and see all the reviews on that one specifically. So it's not just homeschool curriculum too. It's really anything that can appeal to families, homeschooling families especially, but anything that is appealing to a family, to parents. Like, you could probably find it right on the Schoolhouse Review Crew site.
Yes, you are correct. We actually review so many different things, and ferment tools was one of my favorites. That was such a fun one to be able to review, because you can use it kind of science. It's actually a contraption that helps you ferment things in a mason jar, and you can use it as science. But then as a mom, I'm like, well, this is great. I can totally use this. So it's a wide range of products. We've got hands-on science. We have preschool materials. And then we have digital online math programs. So it really is a wide span of products that we review, which is pretty neat to be able to have all of that in one spot. So, and like you said, we're touching on just having all those reviews in one spot. We are really a diverse group of homeschoolers, and we have some that use unschooling. We have some that are more traditional. We have a wide range of backgrounds. And so each of those reviews is going to reflect that. And so again, it just adds another component to our reviews, just our diversity and the different ways ways and methods that we use when we homeschool. So that's another neat thing about our team. So, and we're talking about the team now. We are taking applications throughout the year, and you can find the application. It's on our website. There's a join here page, and I believe that's going to come up pretty soon. But I've already kind of touched on the benefits. Of course, you get to keep the products that you receive. We review both digital and physical products. And so you keep what you get to review. Another huge advantage to being on the crew is that you do receive a membership to schoolhouseteachers.com, which is an amazing benefit. If you haven't heard of schoolhouseteachers.com, it is an amazing resource for homeschoolers. There's classes for K through 12. There's all sorts of encouragement. There's help. There's different resources for parents. It's actually an amazing site. So getting a subscription there is a huge benefit of being on the crew. You also have the option of getting the print version of the old Schoolhouse magazine, which I love, and I know so many people do love. And then we're the team of reviewers. We have a sense of community. We hold webinars where we help the reviewers learn more about SEO keywords, how to hashtag, how to use Pinterest properly to help them. We also encourage one another. We have devotionals, and then we have a private forum. That's where we share most of the information you're going to need to write the reviews. But then we also have spots on there where we can encourage one another. We can ask, advice about different curriculum. We also have places to share recipes and to pray for one another. So it's just a really neat community that we have. And so if you're interested, I would really encourage you to go to the join the crew page and apply. It's a really neat group of homeschoolers.
And especially as we are on the Canadian Schoolhouse, I know there has been a particular appeal for Canadian reviewers, because we don't have very many. If we have any at all, do we, Charlotte, have any Canadian?
I think we have one Canadian. We do. We actually have a few international reviewers. I actually did a little trivia session for our crew the last time we had a meeting, and I found we have reviewers from the UK, New Zealand, and Canada, and then we had a reviewer in the Philippines at one time. So we do have international reviewers, and now that we have more digital products, those are appealing to them. We've got people that are missionaries that are homeschooling, and what do you use? It's really tough to get stuff in. So the crew reviews a lot of digital product that those types of people could use. And also be on the crew if they wish. So yeah, we would love to get more Canadian reviewers, though. We would.
And there is, just like there is in any of the other countries as well, I guess. But there are companies that are really they're really just serving the Canadian market, especially when you think about specific curriculum, right? That is really just Canadian focused, right? Just serving the Canadian market. So just to be able to open that up and make it so much more appealing when we have Canadian reviewers is wonderful. So go and check out that application for being part of the Homeschool Review Crew. And I do know a lot just being part of the Old Schoolhouse. I know quite a bit about the Homeschool Review Crew, but I learned something new because I didn't realize there was that. I knew there was a little bit of a community. Like I knew there was webinars, for instance. But it just, that sounds like just awesome to be part of. There's just so many benefits, especially there's a lot of homeschool bloggers out there, or people that really feel that heart to share in that way too. That if they can get that, it sounds like they're getting a little bit of help with their business in general. If they're trying to grow their blog, they're getting help with their homeschooling life, just being a mom, and the whole family life. And then also just help with the actual act of the writing the reviews and all that support and devotionals that go along with that. Like that is just it sounds like the best kind of community building part to be part of. I also wanted to mention, you mentioned about the schoolhouse teachers, and when I first came to the Old Schoolhouse, I was I think I might have actually been doing something for schoolhouse teachers. I knew I wrote a little bit for the Homeschooling with Heart blog as well. And I'm not sure which one, but I got a free membership with that. It was just a perk for kind of doing a little bit of writing on the schoolhouse teachers side. So I got a schoolhouse teachers membership. I had never heard of it before, which is crazy that I didn't hear about that already in my many years of homeschooling, but I never heard of that site. And so because I got it for free, right, I was already had other stuff we were doing, right, and then I went on, you know, for the odd things here and there. But now I can say, you know, 3 years later, we almost do everything on schoolhouse teachers. There's a couple other things we do that are just whatever, especially we do together as a family. But and we get a bi-weekly newsletters as a schoolhouse teachers.com member. There's a newsletter that comes out, and it's undoubtedly every time that comes out, and like, oh, I gotta go bookmark that one now. That seems like such a great chorus. So just to share also that schoolhouse teachers is, I mean, it's always growing, right, Charlotte? It seems like there's always something new on there. There's always new choruses. There's always new. We've done a lot of community building stuff, just being part of schoolhouse teachers too. Bright Spot that we just had yesterday afternoon, and monthly webinars just for schoolhouse teachers members. So anyway, lots of great community stuff there. Gosh, what was one more thing? So you shared about the reviews as a homeschooler, a great spot for reviews, and you shared about being on the Homeschool Review Crew, so to be a reviewer. Was there anything else you want to share on that, Charlotte? I'm just going on a mind blank here.
Yeah, no, I think one of the big things is that a lot of times one of the things I've heard that has kept people from being on the crew is, well, I don't have a blog. Because that can be work to maintain, and a lot of people don't do it for money. So like, I don't want to blog, and so that has changed. You do not have to have a blog to be on the crew. You can put your reviews on Instagram. You can put your reviews on Facebook. We do ask though that the Facebook page is a public blog page, not a personal page, because those are viewed publicly. And then Instagram being public, and your YouTube or a YouTube channel. So you could pick one of those three to put your reviews on, which is it's appealing to a broader range. There are people that don't look at blogs anymore. And so those people are now seeing your reviews, and those people can also now rate the reviews. So that's a really neat thing. And then just so everyone does know, there is a separate review company with the Old Schoolhouse, so that doesn't require a blog, doesn't require social media. If neither of those things are interesting to you, we do have another team called the Single Review Team. And if you're interested in that, there's going to be an email address in the comments box. And the name of the person to contact is Tess Hamre, and she would have more information about that team. But if anyone out there is interested in becoming part of the review crew, I really encourage you to check out our website. There's a lot of information about it. You can see reviews and kind of see how our reviews are written. And then please, you can email me as well. My email is Gochnauer at theoldschoolhouse.com. You can always email me if you have questions, and my email is on the website. And so I would love to answer any questions that anyone has about becoming a crew member.
That's wonderful. And we do have that review. So we have, like, within this Old Schoolhouse, we have two exceptional places to get reviews, right? You can go to the schoolhousereviewcrew.com website and see a big load of reviews there, and you can, and it's categorized too. You can, you know, the search bar, you can put that in as well, and you can get lots of reviews on one product. I recommend you go there first if you're really looking to research a lot of different ways, a lot of different perspectives on one product, see how it works for you. And then next, though, go on over to the Single Review page. So we put it down there. Just let me see. So product reviews, right? So the oldschoolhouse.com product reviews, and there are thousands and thousands of reviews on there. There are a lot of reviews, and again, these are done like single reviews, so they're not quite as That's another reason I recommend going to the Homeschool Review Crew site first if you want to look for a review, because they're much more in depth. There's usually always pictures with them,
Mhm.
uh, possibly videos, lots of different ways to take it in the media, and you're getting a lot of different perspectives. On our single review, it's going to be a review on a product, and it's still going to be a great, honest review. But it doesn't have the media, it doesn't have the pictures, but it gives you a great idea of how that product worked for that family and that person. Um, so I think that is kind of encompasses everything review like. We can learn so much from reviews and sort of be able to, it's almost like a try before you buy situation when you can
Mhm.
really see all these different reviews and get to know how people are using them in their homes, and you find out a lot better if it's going to be right for you, especially for some of these really bigger pricier purchases of
Mhm.
a full curriculum or
Mhm.
just pricier products, right? So please go and check that out. I thank you very much, Charlotte, for joining us. It was great chatting with you today, and I hope that we can even chat on something like this again. I love having people from the old schoolhouse and just sharing all these great parts of the company.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me. It was really neat talking with you and sharing, and I do hope we can do this again soon.
Great. All right. Well, everybody watching, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the recording, I thank you for tuning in. And know you can always leave comments and questions in the comment section whenever you happen to be watching this. So if you have questions, just go ahead and ask them in there, and we will see you in another 2 weeks. Bye for now.